Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the CDL Analyst Desk. My name is aBeZy, this is aLLeY, and this is Nameless, where we're just having the best day ever. My girl just sent me a fire selfie. New York Subliners finally got a win, and Florida Mutineers had a huge upset. aLLeY, today has been beautiful so far, and if this is an indicator of anything to come, the major coming up around the corner is going to be fire.
Absolutely, we've been saying it this whole stage one that the competition, the level of competition this year is so freaking high. And I told you guys today going into this, I was like, if Seattle lose, all my pick'ems are wrong today, and so far that's how it's been. So going into this next matchup, Minnesota versus LAG, it's going to be even hotter.
I'm gonna stay on you with this one, and let's talk about Minnesota for just a second. Now, this team, they were looking good at the beginning of the year, but recently we've seen them play against the upper echelon of teams in the CDL. They're 0-3 now, and they're looking to get a big win.
I completely agree. They have been pushing a lot of the top teams to the limit, yet to get an absolute W, though. And going against a team like LAG, who gets so in your face here, so incredibly aggressive, I think this is going to be a really hard matchup for the slow, methodical Minnesota Røkkr.
You're right, and Nameless, my man, when it comes to the game field keys of victory, what do the Røkkr got to do to win this?
Yeah, there's a couple things. Well, one, they're 2-5 in hard points, so that's obviously going to have to be better. And a quick stat that's not on your screen right now is Attach and MajorManiak are 46 and 47 when it comes to hard point damage per map. So with a pacing thing, that is how you get that better, right? Those guys have to be quicker and get closer to the engagements. But play together with pace, last in non-traded death percentage, last in hardpoint engagements per minute. So on top of the damage, it's also the engagements. It goes hand in hand. That just has to be better. It's a teamwork thing, making quicker decisions. Make LAG work for first captures in control. Røkkr is last in defensive win percentage, giving up the first capture 100% of the time. So, I mean, that speaks for itself.
You're right.
This has got to be better. Then last but not least, Priestahh needs to be freed up to make plays on the map. 0.86 overall KD, 39th in hardpoint engagements per minute. I don't want to isolate just Priestahh because I do think it is a team composition thing. When you watch them play and things are going wrong, it seems like they know what they're doing. They're getting ready to set up a play, but it's just way too slow. They're talking through it for far too long. So I think it's something Røkkr will get better at over time. It's just been so long.
You know, I'm going to respect that, but before we get into pick'ems, I do have to say this. Teamwork has to be there, but individual play has to as well. For instance, on LAG, Hook, when he's positive, the team is 7-1 in maps, and when he's negative, they're 0-7. So sometimes players just have to kind of pick it up in their own ways. But pick'ems, Nameless, Røkkr, or you rocking with the Guerrillas, man?
I'm gonna go with LAG. Hardpoint's been way too good. These guys have shown that they have what it takes to compete with the best of them in Respawn, and the Search and Destroy has gotten better.
All right, aLLeY, today has just been crazy, right? Pick'ems out the window, so, you know, F it. Who you think is gonna win?
Yeah, I'm sticking to my guns, even though they've been wrong so far. I'm gonna go with LAG.
All right, so me as well. I'm gonna rock with LAG because this team just keeps getting better and better, and if Asim can fry him the way we saw him do against New York not too long ago, this team is gonna be fire. But it's time to send this over to the casters, and I kind of want to hear from you, Bryson. Who do you guys think are going to win this one?
I'll be honest, after today, I don't really want to pick anybody. It's been a crazy. Whoever I'm going to pick, it could potentially be wrong. So it has been up and down, Ton.
It has been. It's been a very interesting day, hasn't it? Well, we expected the 3-0 in the first series, not necessarily that way. And to be fair, against the Subliners Boston, we expected a fairly close game there, but nonetheless, it wasn't necessarily the S&Ds we expected the Subliners to take. And going into this one, this was a game we looked at when we knew we were casting it, thinking to ourselves, right, this should be a good one. And what better way to start than on our third Bacage hardpoint of the day, Pricey? But this should be interesting. We know how good LAG have been on hardpoint. Can Røkkr break that streak? That's the question. And that's where it's going to sort of lie in this series, to be honest with you. We haven't seen enough from the Røkkr over certain game modes, but at the same time, it has to be said, the quality of opposition they've had to go up against in comparison to some of the other teams has been quite ridiculous, to be fair.
Yeah, it has. And when we're talking about the maps on this one, by the way, Tan, and I've got to get into it because obviously we've done our research coming into it, and we're like, it's kind of a weird reading. And it's the same thing when we go to the keys to victory, right? LAG have turns out they need Huke. That's all they need is Huke to get positive. It's a kind of insane key to victory when you think about it. It's all based on one player, and I don't know how much you can look into it, Tan, but it's certainly an interesting thing to think about.
Yeah, well, if Hook's popping, he's popping, though, isn't he? That's the thing. If he is frying, then the team just is all there in sync. It has to be said, because you've got a team next to him. He's been absolutely fantastic. If Hook's doing the same, it's always going to be a problem for the opposition.
Yeah, and obviously, take advantage on the hard points, basically, is what the second one is telling you. And that's an interesting point, actually. I was going to refer back to the maps there. I don't think Røkkr have won Bacage yet this season, and that doesn't pay out well for them, considering they're coming into this one on a losing streak.
Yeah, no, they haven't won Bacage, but they've only played it the once online, at least. Anyway, of course, playing at the Kickoff Classic as well. aLLeY, though, arguably this is one of the only maps that would be deemed as weak in terms of their hardpoint. It's the only map they've actually lost in hardpoint so far. So aLLeY heading into Bacage, not necessarily their best map to go into it. Røkkr haven't won it yet either, though, at the same time. So there is that side of things. But yeah, as far as the map side goes, maybe we can delve into it a little bit more. But the aLLeY are definitely probably the favorites here. Definitely, probably. I mean, so many different.
I don't know if it is that deep. I wouldn't
would
really
so.
favour either of these two teams on it. They've got a map when we come last that neither of them have played, you know, competitively in the season. They're basically neck and neck in their performances. They've both played good teams. They've both played bad teams. And even after all that sample size, it's still very, very difficult to separate them on some of these maps they've picked when we come through on it. Like I said, that's the first time when we're doing our notes going, oh, right, well, we have no information on some of these maps, like the last S&D, because they haven't played it professionally yet.
Yeah, neither team playing Bacage Search and Destroy if we do get to a map number 5, so we could expect some weird and wonderful things. However, on the other side of things, in terms of control, Røkkr are yet to play that map. It's been all Tuscan, where they are 1-3. aLLeY also 0-2 on Kuavo control, though. So there's so many interesting stats when it does come down to this game, but ultimately it is going to be how they play it on the day, and I think a lot of people have kind of expected a little bit more. Some of the guys on this team, Attach and Priestahh, being the ones. MajorManiak, he's doing his job, it has to be said. But can Priestahh and Attach start to set it up? That's the thing. When they're so low down in the hardpoint scorings, you would arguably just say aLLeY should realistically win both those hardpoints. You would expect that to happen. Where else can Røkkr do something though? Can they get it in the hardpoints? The control is kind of a coin flip. The search and destroys is arguable as well. But heading into these hard points, it's not necessarily a guarantee, but you pretty much put your mortgage on aLLeY, feeling very, very confident, feeling like they're going to be able to take it. But as mentioned, when it comes down to Bacage, it's the only map that aLLeY have managed to lose so far online when it does come down to hard point.
I want to add a little caveat to this, right? I feel like I have to be devil's advocate coming into this as well. I feel like Røkkr have had a really hard schedule,
they have,
right? Like they've had a crazy hard schedule. When we talk about, you know, trying to figure out how good these teams are in relative to each other, well, until they play everybody, you never really 100% know. And I think Røkkr may have just had a bad schedule for this first couple of weeks, and we might see something a little bit more from them in the season. But obviously, they're fighting for their place with aLLeY.
That's the thing, yeah, they're very much in touch with each other, and things can swing around, especially with a Minnesota win here. aLLeY maybe in the more favorable position, and what you would argue is the more favorable position heading into this map. As far as hardpoint goes, they have been relentless, and they continue that kind of pace, though, heading into map number 1, going up against the Minnesota Røkkr here on Bacage.
Oh, at the moment, it's the usual fly about, play for positioning on P1. Don't get too involved at any real point unless you can somehow get a few out of it. But usually it's second rotation. We see P1 become more of a money hill for these two teams. As 30 seconds has already gone, only 6 points on the board as teams trade. However, I will say, at the moment, it is looking pretty good in terms of positioning for aLLeY.
Yep, aLLeY not in too bad of a spot. Of course, they want to hold down the left-hand side. And if anybody else is confused with the colors as well, I'm alongside you. Purple and white, both representative of both of these teams. So let's just try and lock in and concentrate on this one because it's going to be difficult. Here we go. Over towards P2. It is mostly going to be the side of the aLLeY in that little better position. And me and Chance were talking about it during one of the breaks to find out that P2 isn't the most... it isn't the money hill, so to speak, statistically on this map. It's usually always heading over towards P4 in terms of the stats. It's crazy to think that P4 is there. If anything, I thought it would be P3 potentially, but P2 at this moment in time has worked out well for the Minnesota Røkkr. They're inside the point, they're gaining the points and have a 20-point lead.
Well, right now, MajorManiak going to be finding gunners on the tank. He does mantle up there and go down. Attach now coming through for a little bit of reinforcement. As you can see, the sort of the swell here coming in from the aLLeY as they try to get a little bit of time onto it. Eventually, the Priestahh guns one player, instantly gunned down back in return, and it will be aLLeY who now make it for this scrap time as the Røkkr rotate through river.
Yeah, gonna go with Slasher. I was about to say, what can he do on this rotation round? There's Standy. Player underneath the tunnel, though, the sneaky little beaver that is attached. He will find the kill over towards the backside. aLLeY will get themselves some control, but not quite as much as they would possibly like. Seam now challenging towards the back. It's all about these spawns. MP40 in hand here is not necessarily the weapon of choice, but currently inside the hill. Here's the Minnesota Røkkr. They're getting the points. 2 kills coming in here for the LEG, though not quite enough. Røkkr still holding it from the front here, Bryce.
Trying to get some sort of break going on here, the Røkkr, but they're not really able to. Standy trying just to hold firm in the face of pressure, but LAG coming off the respawn again and now being a little bit trapped. Hugh tries to go through, and we spoke about him before. When he is good, he's basically the catalyst for this team to do well. At the moment, leading his team 8-5.
Yeah, he's not playing too badly at all, but one thing we've spoke about so much as well is allowing Priestahh to get himself into these positions to cause some havoc. MajorManiak's done very, very well there with the auto to find those kills. One remaining member inside the point, gunless falls, and the majority of that time going over to the Røkkr. Looking at this rotation as well for so-called Money Hill, they're in a good spot as well. Standy doing well inside the point, will find 2 on his way down. As we rotate over towards the barn, MajorManiak just trying to set up here. Look at this rotation all the way around from there. LAG trying to hit it from a different angle.
There's just gunfights going down left, right, and center for this one. Attacks eventually going to pick him up as well. Asim trying just to get that little bit of pressure relieved. His teammates now coming into it again, but it will be Minnesota Røkkr who get ever so closer to this. Standy gets 2 as well. That's opening it up for them. They're trying to get into this here. And look at the stat coming in from Røkkr. They're basically all rubbing shoulders.
Oh, gunless with some important gunfights. Priestahh will eventually find one. Asim inside, though. We'll find another, and Asim with the second. It's actual fall. Good break coming in here from the LAG. 20 seconds to go on this hill. Have potential to pick up the majority. Good shots into Standy as well. Asim on a 3 spree, trying to make it 4 with the long-range shots. Priestahh will get away from his clutches once more, but we know when Asim gets heated, it's so difficult to deal with him. That spree in church so far, probably one of the best players we've seen in Vanguard. This moment in time, though, Priestahh stepping things up here. Need to see a big game from him today.
Well, they're going to be looking for him. They're going to know he's here as well. And Hugh just guns him straight down. But river control does flow over to the Minnesota Røkkr. They have managed to take this now, and they're looking to kill them off the respawn. Hugh's already pushed inside, and that's going to make it a little bit difficult. A little bit wobbly there from MajorManiak. And eventually will be punished for it. But they are burning time and getting points.
Oh, the root man behind Priestahh. What can he do? Shot's going to go in. He will fall. Asim does find 2. Just back and forth between these teams. It's looking like Minnesota are getting some sort of control.
I'll tell you what, Tan. While their control may have gone to Minnesota, LAG are trailing a little bit. Let's find out what is going on in the camp with a listen in.
In the back, deep back, go deep back.
Wait,
right.
Standy just hit.
I'm looking deep back on time on you.
Oh,
he came elbow.
No, Tatch getting out left.
One's gonna be
Looking for Preston. He was
water.
He's in that barn. He's in that barn. I just saw him.
One's gonna be water, Major.
Yeah.
Water,
Back door, Preston.
Back door, Dad, got him.
Nice, good one.
Water, Major, weak.
Yeah,
They got 10, begin. I'm trying to push.
Hey, water.
Nice, water, Major, and on time.
One guy's probably push me left.
Water's not peeking, water's not peeking. Water, absolute Major.
One guy was near hill.
Dead.
And one more hut.
Alright, we're back
Top house dead.
Nice. Last guy behind you, A plat.
Yeah, you flew me.
Trying to get time.
Nice,
Nice.
good fucking
Can you
shit,
get time?
dude.
I left. The other one got me God tank, Major.
God tank.
One of your top,
Major
hitting low left field.
Looking for him?
On
No, yeah,
weak.
he's there.
Dylan, he went to the barn.
Alright, slay up.
Barn,
Everyone
barn,
slay up. Everyone slay up.
Two barn.
Major
Trying
top.
to get the rough,
Top attic. One guy's on ult. Yeah, we gotta go back.
Deep back. I am rotating back. I'm
Pretty sure Major's there.
I'm getting nailed.
Team in 10. I don't see him in 10.
I got time. One's
Major.
making
Preston, look for
Barn,
Major
we're
field.
missing Major left.
Yeah, he's on ult.
Major's left somewhere.
Okay.
Probably just framing
10, Dad, got him.
Nice.
He's
Last guy's
gate,
on
I
ult.
think. Gates at a time.
He is.
See in front
I
of
can give you time. I knew.
Okay, I'm holding the back then.
Going rogue.
Missing
Watch him
Standy.
low left. No, flank me. Back door or top barn. Sandy,
Top
just kill horn. He's just kill horn.
Stop peeking me, top
I'm
barn.
trying to
Don't worry
hold
about
back,
him too
right?
much. Don't worry about him too
Help
much.
barn up front.
Top barn. Don't free my top barn.
Standy's in barn.
Standy's still top barn.
Standy's in barn.
Yeah.
Yeah, one guy could hit me water. I'm looking for it.
I'm still looking top barn. I don't see, he's not peeking. He's just
Yeah,
sitting.
he's water. I think he's cross water.
Oh, yeah.
Major, one shot in.
Good
Go
call.
Standy,
Standy's still
Standy,
barn.
top barn.
Standy back barn.
He's
They're hitting
Nice,
water.
good win.
Yeah, they're gonna be water.
Motor, watch out.
Smarter got me. Smarter got me.
Could be big door.
Could be big door. Watch out.
Big door.
Nice.
Close front
Watch your big door.
I
Spawn out. We spawn out.
Top barn, and low left.
Yeah. Top barn.
Yes, and low left.
Make sure we hit nades. Make sure we hit nades.
Okay, I'm going top barn.
Well, LAG doing an awful lot of frying, not only in the comms, but on this game, but only leading by 3 points. And, well, that's a bit of a carge for you.
Yeah, I mean, they've really brought it back, though. It has to be said. They were around 30 points behind before we headed over towards P2. Really nice play out. The SMGs getting aggressive, getting up in their face, and alongside it, they are locking it down. Gunless and Slasher combining in the kill feed right now, and once again, This rotation coming in from LAG. They're starting to heat up a little bit more. Gunless 20 and 14 up a Kaj with an AR. Tippable, if you ask me, Bryce.
It certainly is, but if we've learned anything from the amount of games we've actually seen today on Bakaj is never count your chickens before they've hatched. Simply one single rotation can make the difference, and it's usually pretty close regardless. At the moment, both teams now fighting for position here, and it will be LAG who have it and are getting further into the lead.
Gunless up top, just patrolling as best as they can. Yeah, for the last couple of hills, I mean, they've been locking down the rotations, and it's easy to do when PS is frying like this. Great play out of Gunless, 24 and 14 on a 6 spree, looking to make it 7 and lock in that glide bomb just to help his team along, but he's doing a good job of doing that so far. Fantastic stuff from LAG, who, I mean, since this second rotation started, have been dominant.
Yeah, they've certainly caught fire. Look at this, the rotation already in. They don't care, and it is Minnesota Røkkr who are faltering under the guns. Now going to try and get a little bit of a stack here, try to make a move. Attach, picking up 2 as well. Gives them the opportunity to start get some map control. They've managed to get into barn. And Gunless is looking for these players. It's a complete wipe for him. Gunless is still alive, but the rest of his team have evaporated. He's now trying to play for his spawns. He does get the spawns for his team. Finds one. Still Gunless.
8 in a row. Can he continue? Shots are going to go in. Is Priestahh going to be there to trade? Doesn't need to. Here comes the attack, though, from Attach. We'll find some shots over the top. It seems still inside a barn. And still controlling it as best as he can, but what about that play from Gunless, though? 8 kills in a row, gets the spawns for his team as well, doing the dirty work where needed and getting the pistol out when he needs to as well. Finds 2 more before he does fall. That deficit, though, has been reduced by the Røkkr. They have brought it back a little bit here over towards P4. Heading over towards the boat, though. It's Gunless there once again. Finds the gunfight. That's the important one. They're going to lock in the rotation and lock in this hill.
Well, at the moment, just waiting for the push to come in from Hugh already. They know he's an issue. He will be taken down by Standy regardless. And this is all about the setup from Røkkr. They need to get in. They've made a few entry kills as well. Attach gets under the point here. And now he's flooding all the way through, looking for those kills off the respawn. Finds a seam, looking for that second player. Doesn't matter. Teammates coming in. That's a full wipe. LAG, you are out of here. And the points are going to Røkkr.
Yeah, Røkkr going to pick up some big time here. Really nice play to find the break. They flipped the spawns. 30 seconds to play with here. They need to get inside the hill, though. And Gunless, this is where you can use your streaks. Try and clear them out. Try and push them back. Limit the damage after those 4 kills come on through. There's 3 back. Make that 4 back. And well, there you go. Whatever you can do, we can do better as LAG. Flip it right back.
Looking for them off the respawn again. Players know this. Standy gets gunned as well. MajorManiak's been singed. aSeam goes for it. Says thank you very much, and we'll continue this reign of terror. Another player in front of him, and down they go. aSeam on a 5 streak now for the scrap time and the rotate. I believe this may be the play for a glide bomb here.
2 away. Yeah, no, that's unfortunate. Gets himself in a good spot to try and find it, but well played to the Røkkr for pushing that away. But looking towards these spawns, heading over towards P2 in 45 seconds. Well, that's what we're going to be fighting for here. Røkkr currently in charge of those. Can Slasher do anything about that? Yes and no. Falls immediately after taking down Priestahh. Røkkr in control of the point here, though, picking up good time.
And it will be LAG who try to get back into this one as well,
shots.
but bearing in mind they're being rejected. MajorManiak didn't see that player slip the net. Does know now. Hugh's behind him. They flip the spawns as well. We aren't that far away from rotating. Attach just holding fast, and he knows he's got some work to do now. Going straight through barn, finds Gunless up top. Attach again, doing so much work for Røkkr. I feel like every time I cast this team, it's him making the crucial kills. They don't have to be the biggest or the flashiest, but they do have to be important as he finds that team.
My God.
Actually comes in with his teammate, and that's his 3 streak, and it gives him P2. Unreal.
Yeah, huge kills on these rotations over towards P2. Priestahh now lingering, just being a nuisance up close and personal. Can't quite find Hook. Really good time coming in here for the Røkkr, though, but look at these spawns towards the back. LAG get a hold of them all the way around from behind. There's 4 down, and all that good work from Attach and Co. undone. 28 seconds remaining on the game clock. It's LAG in the lead currently, in control of the hard point.
Wow, this is where it gets a little bit dangerous. Obviously, LAG staying on it, but only 26 seconds left on our clock as well. This could go either way. Either this just gets held by LAG for the rest of the time, but no, it's going to be contested as well. aSeam going in, flying out at the same time. They're going to jump on it. Priestahh will eventually pick up this scrap time, but the rotation has come in. It's LAG. And they've got to be careful because it will be Minnesota Røkkr who take the lead off this one.
Yeah, Røkkr choose to go for that scrap to just maybe get themselves in a better position to try and make this fight over towards P3. It's going to all come down to this. Standy falls first. Where's the fight's going to go? Over towards the front of this hill. LAG in control, but here come Røkkr.
In the points, Gunless with another big kill at the back, playing lights out so far, but the time is ticking down. It seems to be challenged by 2. Only gets 1. Gunless gets a second one though, but it will be Røkkr in there. MajorManiak now trying to make the play. Attach going in as well. They have been rejected. The lead is still LAG. Hugh getting 2, Gunless getting 2, and it is coming down to the wire.
What can Standy do? He's went all the way down. It's going to be one final push here from Røkkr. Asim will find another, but you got to go and slash it. Well positioned. Attach and Priestahh will find 2 though. They're inside the point.
Oh no! Slash has just been gunned! Slash has just been gunned, and now they have control! And it's going to be a push here. Attach is ready. He's waiting. They know he's here. He's playing his life. Dipping, dodging, diving. It's kills now for Røkkr. We thought they were out, but they refused. And they're still holding. They're going to go into the lead as the next rotation comes up. It's going to be P. It's going to be Barnes. Sorry, I'm so confused. This game is still somehow going.
Hook inside the point, finds 2. Gunless is going to find one of his own. 10 seconds on the game clock. Røkkr inside. Gunless clears them out, though, and finds 2 more. LAG in control.
8 seconds, one last push. Røkkr have to go. They have to go. No time for being it.
You gotta go.
To just fly in. Attach.
You gotta go.
Back. Hugh goes down. They've poled in. They've poled in with 1 second left to go. MajorManiak. Hugh trying to fly. It's a gunfight, and Hugh wins it. That's it. That's the game. LAG finally put Bakaj to bed. And you look at that, the delay. They actually were delayed in reacting to it because they had no idea either what was going on. That was ridiculous.
What a game, number 1. Say what you want about Bakaj, but my goodness me, the endings to these games, they're keeping me up.
I had no idea who was going to win that ton.
I mean, it's kind of mostly down to the colors as well. It's throwing me off, but my goodness. At every turn, we thought it was done. LAG over towards P3 had that control. It was a lock. And then all of a sudden, 4 down, and it's so back and forth. What a game. Gunless, 42 and 26. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. Gunless come within a tiny amount of time of losing that after having a ridiculous performance. Gunless was outrageous. Every part of the talented player that we've been speaking about for years on end, and he proved it there in Bakaj. I'll be honest with you, I could watch the last 2 minutes of that game again. Genuinely, just watch the last 2 minutes. It was break after break, time after time. Look at this. We see Røkkr with the break. We know they're going to go into the lead here as the rotation hits again. And I wonder if they left it just a second too long on that stack. They did do a beautiful stack as well.
I mean, they found a couple of entries here. As far as I remember, look at the kill feed. It hasn't went over towards Guerrillas whatsoever. It's a combined 6 spree for Røkkr as we head over. Big gun from Attach. But then Hook jumps in from the top rope, finds 2, and then Gunless finds 2 of his own as well. There's the one on the MajorManiak, and there's another on the Priestahh. Good baits coming in, but I really feel like the Røkkr just took their time a little bit too much here. Look how spread out they are. Look how far away from the hill they are. 3 seconds to go. Oh. Yeah, I mean, you need to get in the hill a lot quicker. I think you need to be head down flying in, but ultimately it comes down to a final gunfight that Hook wins. It comes down to a 1v1 for LAG. And we said, the stats show it. When Hook is fried, the team win. Well, he wins his final 1v1 gunfight, and LAG take map number 1, 250 to 241. We're heading over to Berlin next. What a game that was, though.
To be honest with you, I feel like I could watch that in last 2 minutes about 10 times and see something different every single time. Like, just trying to watch the minimap and watch the amount of kills and traders going in.
Crazy.
Honestly, there were so many bodies in that last hill, I couldn't tell who was who, and the trades were going out. Ridiculous. Yeah, I'd watch that again. I'm probably going to watch it as soon as the broadcast ends, just a few more times to see all the gunfights that actually went down, because trade after trade, and I think it probably was Hugh who managed to stay alive there at the end. I think he got 4 on a streak or something like that. Ridiculous.
Well, I think he got 2 and went down, then found 2 more straight off the rip when he did come back. I mean, look, nonetheless, he finds the big kills towards the end. But for me, the story has to be about Gunless there. How much of an absolute unit he was on the map in that game. And also, I think if they lose that, I mean, he's asking questions. Has to be said, what a game out of PS. My goodness. And that's a little bit more like it from him, isn't it? How many times have we said that he's not living up necessarily to the potential we have seen for years? He was an absolute dominant figure when, what we talking like World War II, beginning of the year. The guy was crazy. But wow, can he convert it into something on S&D as well? I'm not too sure. Him and Standy, the top filmers in Search and Destroy for both teams respectively.
Yeah, obviously a 1.15, very, very respectable on Search and Destroy as well. And I will say this, I will take a slight tangent on this at the moment, because we were talking about important kills versus KD about halfway through that game, highlighting Attach, right? Attach made some very, very important kills.
Yeah,
Gunless just made an awful lot of kills, and sometimes that is the difference. Like it's kind of, you know, trying to work out the statistics of KD and figure out how influential they can actually be on the game. Obviously, Gunless going crazy helped out LAG massively, but sometimes important kills, well, they're important kills for a very good reason, right? And that's the difference. Like I feel for a good portion of that, Røkkr were being outslayed, but were never a mile away on the scoreboard.
They weren't. They really weren't. I think it just comes down to a couple of really good holds on a couple of hills. I'd have to go back and watch it specifically, because honestly, my head is in the blender after that one in terms of remembering exactly what happened. But there's just a couple of really, really good holds from the Røkkr, which we haven't really seen too much of from them. We need to see a little bit more from that. But that's a disappointing way to lose map number 1 against LAG in a map that not necessarily one that you would expect them to win, but when they push them close in hardpoint, they can at least say to themselves, right, we're there. We can match them in terms of engagements. That's where we kind of want to be with them. And when we aren't matching with them engagements, we are holding hills. It just comes down to a couple of moments here and there that does, in the end, cost them map number 1. But different map now. We're going into Search and Destroy, completely different mode on top of it as well. But heading into Berlin, Røkkr currently 2-1 on this, and this is the only map they played alongside Tuscan when it does come down to Search and Destroy. LAG, their only map they've won on Search here on Berlin. 0-2 on Tuscan. They haven't played Vacage or Desert Siege as well. So here for the LAG, this is the only map they've won when it does come down to Search and Destroy. And it's not too bad of a record for the Røkkr as well. But gunless, a 1.62 on Vacage with an auto in your hands. That's no mean feat.
I'll tell you something, everybody can take a breather now. There's no way Berlin can be as fast and furious as Vacage, but yeah, Gunless just went berserk. A 76% non-traded kill. That does make up the numbers and make up the difference, but can they push that hard-fought Vacage win on map 1 into a 2-0 lead? And Attach has already got the sniper out.
Yeah, information for him as well. They only would have seen one cross, so, well, if that's the Røkkr's idea, you are now just flying over towards it. Has to be the case. That bomb is going down. And even though Attach doesn't hit that shot, plenty of info, and that's why this bomb's down.
Here's the stack. Keep an eye, though, on Attach, because Attach will be trying to watch their flank as effectively as he can. They'll have to look for him as well. Standy, though, going for a big push. MajorManiak's already got that blood. And at the moment, LAG not really anywhere near the bombs like they need to be.
It's going to come down to Slasher, I would imagine, towards the back. Seam will find one inside of train station, though, and Slasher gets caught. Attach will take him down. Standy takes down a Seam at a 1v3 for Gunless. A bomb to defuse, 15 seconds to do so. You might as well just choke this one up. Good shots from Standy as Røkkr will take the round. And just a really good start. As soon as Attach gets that info, the bomb goes down. You know for a fact that there's only one over towards that A site. The others are at least going to come from the flank. You would imagine they cover it well. There's the round.
I still feel like that was maybe a slow reaction coming out of LAG. Like I was looking at it, obviously they're probably looking for Attach, which they haven't figured out where exactly he was hiding. And I feel like that was the reason they were hesitant. Like you could tell.
Yeah, there's so much to cover around the backside of docks, right? There's so many different spots that they could be in. Slasher is literally on a marathon all the way around to try and just figure that out. And the attack now for the LAG, are they going to have as much success?
Oh, Priestahh on his own against a sea of LAG.
Oh, sneaky little beaver.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Surely they don't know he's in here. They don't know he's in here. Priestahh has had to go down. That's going to be an easy pick, surely, to get the first one. Got to wait for reinforcements, though. Needs players in here. There goes the nade. And they have the advantage at the moment, but can they translate it into anything more as it goes down to a 3v3? Standy's going all the way around the back here.
Is he going to expect Slasher up top? He's actually dropped down.
Oh, Hugh's got one as well. Standy needs to get into this fight here. His teammates outnumbered. Finds Slasher, though. Now it's a 2 versus 1. Hugh for the clutch.
They know where he is. Have they got any info on Hook? Oh, well, he says, well, whatever you can do, Priestahh, I can do too. Lying behind the desk, 7 seconds to go. Thank you very much, oh, Standy!
He got gunned. I really want to see that from Standy's point of view. I don't think he was looking the same way at one point. I thought Hugh had him. What happened?
I can't believe my eyes. Oh my word. He's eviscerated him.
Didn't miss a bullet. Did not miss a bullet, and that's exactly what they needed. I thought that was over. I thought Hugh had it in the bag.
I thought it was a lock. I called it. I was like, oh yeah, no, he's fine. That's it. He's just going to chill behind the desk. Gets to 7.5 seconds, checks it. Yeah, never mind. God.
Standy, though, 4-0 so far, and Røkkr coming flying back into this game. Duke dipping out of there after taking a few bullets for his troubles. I'm going out. I'm going down. Advantage here to Røkkr.
Yeah, Standy on a 4 spree here as well. So keep an eye on that. Priestahh just giving the cover as that bomb does go down. It's all about the flank once more. Seam is on that, presumably with an MP40. Gonna need a little bit of support. Attaches over towards the back as well, this time without the sniper. Can he cover?
Oh, same trick isn't going to work twice. Attach. They know where you are this time. He has been caught out. 3 versus 3, though. Bomb's still down, and LAG need to get somewhere near it. Standy gets another kill, by the way. Strafing run unlocked. This is going to be a nightmare for LAG.
Oh, the Røkkr played this so well. They're just being awkward. They're just flying around as best as they can. Hook should be dead momentarily. And that's 3-0 to Røkkr. They're not deterred after a very close map number 1. Dominant so far in the search and destroy. A couple of close moments, but for the most part, they've controlled the map so well. That bomb's been getting put down. They're finding the kills. As far as retaking goes for LAG, it's very, very difficult to retake when it does come down to Berlin. There's only a 38% retake chance on A typically so far, and over towards B, it's even less than that. So they need to stop this bomb going down, because as soon as it does, Røkkr are defending it superbly.
Well, at the moment, it's all Røkkr all the time. Big push, though, coming in from LAG. It's only going to be Priestahh left alive, and he's just going to lay here. Just wait to see who comes through the door. Asim and Hugh are the two trying to make a play over here. I wonder if they're just making noise and then it's a full wrap back to B.
May well be the case, but the Røkkr holding strong, as you can see, unwavering in their defense so far. And they are not going to be baited into anything yet.
I wonder what Gunless has seen. Gunless has been the only player keeping an eye on this the entire time. Standy's in the door! And gunned! Well, Standy gunned Hugh last time around, and this time the teammates managed to get a chance back. MajorManiak then get a fight. That bomb has not gone down. Attached with a long-range sniper, ready to fire. And this has been a little bit of a chaotic round.
I just don't understand what the cover is for the bomb planter there. It's nowhere to be seen. Slasher. We'll find one in the middle, though. 2v2. Oh, Hook's found it to the right-hand side. Saves Slasher's life. All of a sudden, it's a 1v2 for Attach.
Oh, nade to the face will swiftly put end to that. And that was a little bit chaos there. I see the play came in for LAG, and they were trying to get that wrap back for it, but it's kind of a calamity over actually B bomb site. You're right. First of all, runs in, Standy gets gunned, then there's no cover for the bomb planter. A collapse comes in. Suddenly it ends up as a 1 versus 2.
Yeah, Slasher making the plays through mid-map there, doesn't get picked up, and is kind of a bit of a distraction as Hook then finds the angle. Over towards the right-hand side on the MajorManiak, and then, I mean, attaching a 1v2 there with the sniper. Never going to be good. Oh, this time around, though. Doesn't quite find the bullet, but very, very close. I mean, he must have put that between the 2 players from LAG as they get onto the bomb site. Priestahh will find the first kill, though.
The important information here, by the way, is Attach saw 2 players go towards A. So they may be thinking about, can we either bait out B to draw them away from that, or do we just actually go B? Oh, it looks like they're going to go A now. They've managed to get a kill over at it. I think Standy, Sin Slasher go through, but the Røkkr are pretty confident now about going into A. You see they've got numbers here at the same time. Attach once again is going to be playing that hook roll where he just tries to way out, guard the flank for his team.
So taking his frustrations out on the windows. There's many of them here on Berlin. Shots into Slasher as well. Well played from Attach. Now a 1 versus 4 for Asim to try. Røkkr just in complete control of this A side of the map. LAG need to change something up. I don't know if it's aggression. I don't know if it's sending more men over. As soon as Attach has that info, it's just been taken over every single time by Røkkr. 4-1 to the good now. Looking a little bit bleak for LAG here.
I think it's discipline from Røkkr. Like they're not reacting like kind of crazy to anything that's going on. They're slowing down the round. They're waiting for their picks. They're getting a first blood and then they're acting on it, right? Like after that information came in from attach from the sniper rifle, clearly they've changed their game plan. They stopped going towards A. They waited. They figured out exactly what they needed to do to get the win that round. And it also helps when Standy's 6-1. But at the moment, Gunners, who had a fantastic hard point, struggling a little bit here on the S&D.
Yeah, I thought it would have transpired into something, especially when it does come down to Berlin. Priestahh ready and waiting. Nassim, you planting that bomb, son? Yes, you are. Shot's going to go through. He's going to back on down, but now they know where Priestahh is. He's just trying to finesse. Not going to get out of that, though.
I'll do his best Nero impression there and dodge the bullets.
Yeah, he was doing well for a while, but not quite enough to dodge a seam. This bomb, though, not going down. Not able to find anything in a seam on the transition onto Standy. That's a big gunfight win. It's LAG inspire their way over towards B.
Oh yeah, they've run this very, very quickly. I think Attach unfortunately has missed it, but MajorManiak has managed to make a pick. Now with that bomb down, it's a very hard retake here for Minnesota Røkkr.
Yeah, this is the thing with the sniper though, isn't it? If you're the LA Guerrillas here, you do not show yourself to Attach whatsoever. Deal with MajorManiak, then all of a sudden it's a 1v3 with a sniper. Surely won't happen. MajorManiak though has found himself in a good spot. Asim is going to find Attach though. The kill gets traded. Good play from LAG there. Find the kills over towards a transition in the huge gunfight that Asim wins in the middle up against Standy. Kind of solidifies the round. As soon as that bomb's down in a 4v2, you know exactly which way it's going to go.
Yeah, and you are right. Yeah, that's now because there's so many issues for the enemy team, but when you've got to try and do a retake, unless you're hitting those shots, it's just never going to work out for you. It's not a run and gun type of weapon.
It isn't. It isn't. I mean, look, the rat is pretty decent, it has to be said, but not quite as good as an MP40 or an auto, is it? Let's be honest. But here we go. Something a little bit different from Røkkr. We haven't really seen them go over towards B off the initial, and well, this time around, they're going to get punished for it. Asim finds first blood, 4v3.
Slasher tries to thread the needle. Not quite able to get it. Asim though gets the second one as well, and there is no help for them. Now pre-fire going through, hits nothing but air. But fortunately already got 2 kills this round, so you pre-fire whatever you like.
MajorManiak now just trying to find a pick. That has to be the objective now for LAG, and that is exactly why Attaches on his bike around over towards A. Should have going to get caught by Hook. Shots in, has to back down. And just really, really disciplined play here from LAG, who have come right back into this one. Asim will find MajorManiak, and this should surely be the round, as Attach will fall as well. LAG on the comeback.
Well, don't count them out yet, LAG. We thought they were going to... I'll be honest with you, I was already chalking this up and getting ready for map number 3. 4 very dominant rounds from Minnesota Røkkr, but that's not how S&D flows. 4-3 to Røkkr, still in the lead here. But LAG looking, they may have cracked the code. I wonder exactly what Røkkr are going to try next.
I think for Røkkr, that time around, they head over towards B, but A has been so effective. They tried to change it up, and well, all of a sudden, you've lost 2 rounds in a row. This time around, though, LAG not really putting the bomb over towards anywhere specific, but they've sent Slasher and Hook over towards A to try and formulate a plan.
Oh, there's been hit markers, so they know he's in there. Just a little bit of information. They probably guessed that somebody was sitting in A anyway, but here comes the rotation again. They seem to love this one. Oh, he's in trouble. He's in trouble. He's in trouble. He's going to go down as well. They've lost that first blood, and that bomb is down in a horrible position. Sandy's going to get a second one.
Well played. So patient.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Discipline from Røkkr. Doesn't move, doesn't try and make some sort of slide, cancel, ego chow. Just waits for the player to make themselves vulnerable.
I mean, good shots from Slasher. You will take down Standy. I've definitely seen Standy chow people, don't get me wrong, but in this situation, they have been very, very disciplined, well played, but now it's a 3v2. Is this doable for LA Guerrillas? I think with Attach from behind, it's probably going to be a no. There's one. There's the second. Surely from Attach. Good flank comes through. Røkkr back on track here in the Search and Destroy.
Yeah. Could have stopped that route while it was going on. And fortunately, the LAG just fell apart a little bit. They actually tried to get it back there with that first kill on Standy up top, but they had no idea where Attach was. And that's what happens when you start losing players. Gaps form and you get blindsided.
Here we go then. 1 round away for the Røkkr. Can they continue off where they left in this search and destroy? It's been a leaky couple of rounds, it has to be said. LAG, though, seems had a really good game, but Gunless 1 and 7. Nigerians to be looking something down here. He hasn't been able to do so far. Good shots from Slasher, though. He's managed to do his job, but now a 3v3. Gunless picked off again.
Him actually left the bomb back in base. So, comes down to a Seam and Hugh. Can they find a pick first? That's the most important thing. If they can find a pick, bring this back to a 2 versus 2, they can try and work together on this one. Keep an eye, though. Hugh might be on a flank here. Same thing. He's got one. He's managed to take down Priestahh. And Seam is just sitting in a corner, just waiting for anybody to hit the flank.
Standy going to see him? Is Standy going to see him as he goes over towards the bomb site? He hasn't seen him. Although, did the call out come? Yes, it did. Seam will find the kill onto attach nonetheless. Standy will trade it out. It's now a 1v1. It has to be advantage towards Standy, though. The bomb middle of nowhere. Hook nowhere near it either.
They're both rotating to each other. This is insane. Like ships in the night, they go past. Hugh has checked A. Standy's going all the way back to B. Is Standy going to get there in time? I think he might have to commit to the second. He's checking every single possible angle for it. He is going to get there in time. Was he seen? He might have been sitting there through the window. I think he was. Hick's going to jump straight onto him. Eventually takes him down. And by the way, both members of each team went the entire way around the map for that.
Honestly, with the way that they were moving around the map, I was honestly unsure at times of who was defending and who was attacking because of just the positioning on the map. Crazy. Nonetheless, though, Hook knows the bomb is down. Has to wait on the call for it to happen. And then as soon as it does, makes the transition over towards the site. LAG make it 5-4. Need an attacking round to send us to a round 11.
There they go to B. Not been all that successful, but it is a big stack this time around. He's also managed to get that information. That stun has hit somebody.
That bomb should be going down right now.
Yeah, the team wants it down. Keep an eye, though. Røkkr with the flank, ready to go. They are going to hit this with some force. As soon as that bomb goes down, they're going to try and get into action. LAG already racking back. That attaches in them. Attaches in them. He knows where they're going.
This is huge. First gunfight goes over towards Hook, though. Attach. Can he be the one to potentially save the round? Finds one towards the back. MajorManiak finds one into a seam as well. Standy is here to help as well. Slasher falls. And it's all down to Gunless.
Oh, and it doesn't even see him when he gets gunned by MajorManiak. And Røkkr will get that defuse there. Gunless tried to make the clutch happen, but the Røkkr were confident in their flank. They got so many bodies through the back, and not a single member of LAG was watching. If anybody from LAG had any idea of that information, the players flooding through train, they may have been able to stop it, but it was too little too late by the time they reacted.
Fantastic stuff from Røkkr, though. A bold retake. Well, I think it was 3 men in the end. Ended up towards the back of docks. They find the shot, they find the gunfights, and find the round. That's what you've got to do when that bomb goes down towards B so quickly. You know exactly what the game plan is from LAG. They're going to hold towards the back. They're going to lock the site down. Good luck trying to get the defuse, but, well, they can't watch over the defuse if they're dead. Fantastic stuff from the Røkkr. They get aggressive. And you have to say from LAG, for all that he was phenomenal. Map number 1, a 2-9 out of Gunless with a 6-4 scoreline. Not going to necessarily blame anyone in particular, but you'd like to see more.
Crazy thing is, he actually got more damage than 2 players on 5 kills. So it probably tells you the frustration he was having throughout that entire game. But yeah, kind of a crazy one now. 1-1 between these 2 teams, Tan. And we said before coming into this, I didn't want to pick who was going to win this one. It's going to be a very, very close game regardless.
Yeah, we thought it would be a very close game, and it has been so far. Of course, the hard point going all the way to the wire. The search and destroy separated by only 2 rounds. And Control's really one that neither one of these teams is that great at it. So we should have a good game on Control. I would imagine it'll probably come down to round number 5. I'm excited for it nonetheless.
Yeah, me too. I'm thinking game 5 with this one. It probably will go the entire distance. But before we get anywhere near game 5, we need to figure out what happens on game number 3. That'll be coming up right after the break. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you right after this.
The Call of Duty League is brought to you by Game Fuel. Victory in a can.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the CDL. It's time to get into our next game here. So far, done 1-1 between these wonderful teams. aLLeY and the Minnesota Røkkr are trading blows pretty effectively across the series.
They are. It's been a really good series so far, really down to the wire because hardpoint, as we so often do seem to have is the case. But Search and Destroy, Røkkr very much in control for the majority. A late resurgence from the Guerrillas is not quite enough to put themselves 2-0 up, 1-1, heading into a control, which we're really unsure on which way it's going to go. Both these two teams have not looked great in our third game type. And can they turn it around here in what is a very, very important game for these two teams? Offensive rounds on Gavudu control are hard to come by, has to be said. Can either one of these teams grab one and put themselves at a massive, massive advantage? That is the question. And, well, I would like to see those stats actually based off actually what happened in the game between Subliners and Boston, where there was back-to-back attacking rounds, which nearly made my head fall off completely. But nonetheless, here we go. Between these two teams, how is it going to go down? MajorManiak so far a 1.19.
I'm going to ask you a question.
Go on. Ask
I'm going to ask you a question. So obviously we don't know looking at this here. So essentially coming into this, aLLeY have lost this to the Ravens and Boston. Yep. Røkkr haven't played it. Which is better?
I'd argue playing it, but
I think you're wrong. I think it's been banned away from them. So I'm favouring Røkkr here. I'm going Røkkr. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking they haven't been allowed to play it, and so far they should be able to do something. I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling confident with the Røkkr on this controller. Could look like an idiot at the end, but I spend most of my life doing that regardless. Speaking of which, Standy at the moment, top in there, and just gunning regardless, and this could be a big first push.
Yeah, you might be right with the way that this one started. Røkkr getting plenty of control over towards A, but we quite often know that doesn't necessarily result in a round win with how hard it is to make this push over towards B, but the capturing zone is ticking on quite nicely for the Minnesota Røkkr, attached in a really good spot over towards top green. If you can lock this in, it's very, very difficult for aLLeY to even make it over towards the boat, and so far, so good for the Røkkr. 6 life advantage, and well, yeah, aLLeY are choking A completely. Moving over towards B and trying to keep a hold of this.
Pinpoint accuracy gets Gunners back into the game, and I feel like a broken record saying this for the second control in a row, but it's not A, it's B. It's going to be a difficult take for it. At the moment, Minnesota Røkkr doing a very, very good job. They're going to get A any second now with Priestahh gunning gunless. And they have a good amount of time, and they have the life advantage, but converting that on B, even with all of that, is never easy.
Why is it always B, by the way? It's always B, isn't it? Why can an A not be the hard one? Why can't I just put A over there? B for bad.
I mean, it's second in the alphabet. Is that the conspiracy theory we're looking at, or?
I mean, you tell me, bro.
Well, regardless, we know it's more difficult on our control maps, and let's find out whether or not Røkkr will prove us wrong and get this attack done. At the moment, keep an eye. Gunless sitting out on the beach. If they do start to make a push here, he will be the player that can slow it down. Well, that's what they're looking for. Standy's figuring out that somebody's here. Look at this. The sound Gunners, that gun now going for it, and Standy says thank you very much. Unfortunately, they've done just enough here, aLLeY, to slow this down. Now Standy's left alone. He's just trying to stay alive, keep his life here, be a bit of an issue for any of these aLLeY players.
He's doing well to stay alive here. This is the best he can possibly do. Wait on the rest of the team to get up, but the problem is he could have maybe helped with a little bit of control over towards Gun because Slasher is there and locking it down. MajorManiak, big kill on a hook. No, he's going to find his way through, but only to be cut down. LAG, good defense so far. That life difference was around 7 or 8 at one stage. It's now down to 2. Røkkr still in the lead in that respect, but still with the hard job to do. Slasher's been a demon here.
And this is my entire point, right? Like, this is the issue, is I feel like you can get really hyped about it. It's like, yeah, they're gunning, they're getting it fast, they've got lots of time. What has that done for them? Nothing. It has done nothing for them.
It's just so difficult. It's the spawns over towards the B side. I haven't really seen Røkkr make too much of any effort to push through green to try and get the spawns. And if they have done, well, they've been getting cut down. Slasher controls the middle of the map wonderfully there for LAG. And Gunless, well, he's been a bit of a passenger, but it doesn't matter when Slasher is dropping 11 and 4. Really, really good start to the control for him specifically. LAG get the defensive round that they probably should have.
Yeah, and I'll tell you something, it was just Røkkr just not able to get a real good toehold. They were trying to make the pushes. The problem is you need to get the players far enough up the map that they can be kind of a reaction to your own force. If you manage to get somewhere near that control point, you can't do it alone. You need your teammates there to try and hold on, because you're not going to make one wave of kills. You've got to make 2, and you can't do that as a solo player no matter how good you are.
Let's see if Røkkr can do maybe a little bit of a better job than LAG did to defend over towards it, albeit it didn't really make much of a difference to the end of the round.
Moment, Priestahh. Just playing this slowly. He's got the pressure up on it, and they will know this LAG because of the spawns. LAG just being a bit careful. Look at this setup here. They're being very, very patient with it. It should be a hit from Røkkr coming in any second. They're looking for, you can see Standy. He's going to enter in a second. Here he goes. There goes the stun. He knows there's a player there. Decides to go all the way up top boat. And gets him with a pistol as well. He's so cheeky. And more players, though, keeping an eye for it. This is very slow, very stilted from both teams. This team really kind of just going for this grind.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I don't think either team has been able to establish any sort of control in mid-map. It's been kills just traded left, right, and center. Ultimately, LAG have made a decent amount of progress here, but Røkkr defending quite well. The team will find 1 kill, and as Gunless and the team then do fall, it's not looking great for LAG on this attack whatsoever. And based on that last round, let's just take into consideration as we go into that final round, potentially who could get the defensive side. Røkkr, if they hold on to this, much better for them.
Well, they're going to try and make a B. They've got to stop the clock, is essentially what they're thinking. They're either thinking kills if we have to get all this way, even if we don't get this attack. We want to make sure we get that last defense. At the moment, it will be a complete wipe for LAG. It looks like they're going to go for A. As Hugh manages to get 1 and gets a second player as well. A little bit of life in LAG. They should be able to get A here. Can they convert this, though? They don't have a ton of time already. A-Seam is trying to go for the back. Not going to be able to. Hugh's turn next. Flies in. Does get gunned down as well, and they've lost their map control.
They made a really good job of that push over towards A, though. It was 8 kills uncontested from LAG. They completely flipped the lives, but it's such a hard push over towards B. We can already see Røkkr are just stacking green. You do not want LAG to push around behind.
And this is the issue. Keep an eye on the minimap again. Essentially what is happening every time.
Good shots.
LAG lose a player, they are slowed down. Even if they make 2. Like, Slash has just got 2 there. He's actually going to get gunned down before. But even that single kill from the side of Røkkr is slowing down the push from LAG.
I mean, there's so many places you need to clear, right? You need to clear up top gun, and then, well, it's going to be done by a seam. A little bit of help coming in from his teammates. MajorManiak then pushes up, puts himself behind LAG when they're going to make this push. But gets caught out by Slasher. Standing inside the point, he finally falls. These gunfights all going LAG's way.
Nigeria made a big statement here. They're looking for it. They're trying to hold this down. It's got to be a big push from Røkkr. They've already got 2. Gunless is at the back, but I don't think he can do anything.
Finds 1, but the point is he needs to get inside the point. 7 seconds remaining here. I don't know if LAG have time.
No, I don't think they do. I'll tell you something, I'm not even sure Hugh should have tried to make that challenge realistically. I don't think they were getting towards it. Should just probably try to make, hold an angle, get a kill or something.
He has to try, right? It's one of those things. You would have been close. If he guns Priestahh there, then maybe you get to twitch for a second or two to help his team.
Maybe, but you got to remember, you know, essentially when we're talking about defenses, you got to keep that in the back of your mind that at some point it might go to round 5, and you might have to make that hard choice.
Time runs out on LAG in that one. They were up in lives. I think it was 6-3 or something along those lines. So they would have been good if they just had a little bit more time, but really did take their time getting a hold of A, and that stunts their progress, so to speak. Priestahh head up, continues his streak from the previous round, 4 in a row from him currently. 13 and 12. Seam falling into one of the barrels as well. Not ideal. Røkkr get inside of A very, very quickly. They did so in the previous attacking round. Can they do it again?
Attached, gunless, finds a C, but runs out of ammo. And the team says, all right, thank you very much. A little bit of a gift of COD there. And now Priestahh jumps into it, stopping the clock, but he is being surrounded. He should be gunned down in short order. He will be. More reinforcements, though, flooding in from both teams. Slasher again up top. He's just checking out Cliff, trying to figure out where these players are, and has been gunned down from Standy behind. He's trying to take control of Green himself.
Getting aggressive. Get this point, really good shots from Gunless, though. Standy will fall, and eventually it looks like Røkkr probably will get a hold of A here. Guerrillas just happy to try and take their shots. The scene gets caught out by Priestahh. Røkkr actually not making as much progress as I thought they would be here. LAG really slowing it down. Oh, look. He's done well there, but to be honest, again, it's a similar round to what we've seen in the previous. Neither team being able to make a decent amount of pressure in the middle of the map, get any sort of control of the map. And it's ultimately ended up in a round that's kind of going back and forth. But here we go. Can Røkkr lock A in? Standy's inside the point. Can't find the kill on the slasher. This is a good hold from LAG.
That's just playing lights out at the moment. He's playing his life. He's not doing anything too reckless, and he's racking up those kills over and over again. Another one there onto attach. MajorManiak is flying around down low, but they're going to have to commit to try and get onto A at some point if they want to try and win this round. Lisa's getting straight in here as well. Fine slasher.
It's just trade after trade. Which way are they eventually going to go? It looks like Røkkr might be able to lock it down. Hook with the kill, attach inside. Problem is for them here, though. LAG may well have the less lives, but it's such a hard push. They are probably going to lock A in here. Seems going to have another look at it, though. Contest comes in, finds one, and will get traded. B is now the hit. Coming in here from the Røkkr. Only a minute to go. Look at the lives as well. It's going to be so difficult.
Here's the crazy thing. With this time remaining and these lives remaining, it's not actually going to be a fast kind of ending. It's going to be a slow ending, as both teams will now try and play their lives very, very carefully. You can see the Røkkr trying to get around the back. They're trying to find these players out, and his find a C. No! He's been gunned. He turned away. I think he thought he had it. And his turn. I'm sure we've all done that before, but at the moment, LAG, they are gunning them down.
Oh my god!
See what I mean?
Oh, a scene when he gets going, there isn't many better, it has to be said. Hook will fall. It's a 5v5, one final push, but Røkkr, that time that they had on their side to take their time, is running out rapidly.
They're going to try and make this in one push. Unfortunately, they've already lost players. There's 2 players top ring, and is somebody going to try and touch it? I doubt it. They don't really have the numbers to do this. Yeah, I think at the moment they're just going to wait it out, and there we go. LAG, that round ends, not with a bang, but with a little bit of a whimper. Seam gets hyped.
Feeling good about that round. A huge play out of him towards the back spawn, though, is what ultimately solidifies it for LAG. That pistol kill was... I mean, I don't need... I would love to see his POV. I know the guys in production, though, they're always on it. They got everybody's POV. We'll get to see it, no doubt. But he's done so well towards the back. All right, players from a seam. Slasher, though. 24 and 12. LAG, main ARs, and Slasher and Gunless really taking their turns, and who's going to pop off? This time it is Slasher.
Seam trying to get control of boat here. His teammates have been evaporating behind him, though. Eventually does, and he's going to push forward, going for the kills off the respawn here, as his teammates will probably end up stopping the clock in a few seconds. Let's eventually go down, and that 5 streak hasn't given them much time yet.
It hasn't, but they have mostly cleared air out now. Priestahh inside the top green. It's a hard push over now because LAG have got into both pretty much uncontested. Very, very difficult to transverse this grounder between green and boat. He's going to go for it though. Gets into the middle, picks up an MP40 and says, let's get aBeZy inside the point. Oh, the shots are a little bit windy. Storm Eunice has somewhat made its way over towards the other side of the world here, Brycey, because that was not great.
I tell you what is great. It looks like they're going to try and lock this down in a second. Røkkr just waiting maybe for the exit kills. I don't know if they're going to challenge this one more time. I think Standy has got in for it. He's got gunners, but will be traded back out. And keep an eye on MajorManiak. Oh my goodness. Dives into it. They've lost the point regardless, but Priestahh's just trying to make the kills. I was trying to figure out who that is over there. MajorManiak being a pain.
Yeah. And that just shuts down the beach push until you can get rid of them. Good kills coming in from attach. Finds two inside the boat. Just trying to stagger Angeles Guerrillas as best as he possibly can. And MajorManiak out there. As I said, it just completely shuts beach down. LAG are going to really have to concentrate and get rid of them yet.
Oh, nades and stuns raining in. Will shut him down completely though. Keep an eye on LAG. They're going to try and push this through boat towards the back spawn. Attach has already found one. He's found two. Standy will find the third as well. Standy finds the fourth. And it's back to the spawn you go here. LAG losing all map control and Røkkr being aggressive off the back of it. They're going for those spawn kills. They're going to try and keep you pinned in.
Røkkr need a really, really strong defense here. It's not looking good in terms of the kills when it does come down to that fifth and final round. I say that. More kills follow on through. More dominance like this is needed.
Maybe don't have your teammate kill you with a stun grenade.
Ideally not.
But yeah, LAG are getting nowhere. They're just not able to really make anything come to life here.
And they are.
Another push towards boat. He manages to get one. Can they open the door? 37 seconds left. And they haven't really done anything towards B.
It's going to be very difficult to determine which ways the kills have went for this final round. If Røkkr do presumably lock this in, and you can already see LAG, maybe they've done the maths. Quick add up. It looks like just about it should be LAG, I think, thanks to Asim. And that's why you've seen LAG completely slow down. They want this defensive side. Have they done the maths correctly? Who knows? But Hook finds another Asim. Another towards the beach side. I think it's an LAG defense. And if it isn't, it is very, very close.
Well, I'm not saying I don't trust your maths, Ton, but we'll find out. We will find out. And that's the thing about this sometimes in Control. It can go a little bit slow. It can seem like nothing is happening, but realistically, Røkkr had taken so much map control there. They were pushing LAG back so far that LAG were just trying not to be reckless. If they got a string of kills, then they would have gone on and been aggressive and tried to make the play. Yep. But at the moment, what they have done is secured this defense. It has been defense every round here. So Røkkr have to have some magic in the tank.
Can they get it done? Can they win this attacking round? It hasn't been done in the last 4. Is it a good start to this one? Not quite. Gunless picked it up massively. He was, what, 1 and 8 or something like that at one point. Now rocking in around even. He's really held it down in these defenses. Hook just trying to clear out cliffs as best as he possibly can. Attach falls and a really good start to the defensive round for LAG.
Hugh's just being a pain. Hugh's just being a pain. We've said it before this one. I said, I don't know how much you read into it, but when Hugh is going off, LAG tend to win. And he is feeling it. He's in that COD flow. He's refusing to let this one go at all. And Røkkr must be feeling sick. Not only are they not getting B, they're not even getting close to A.
They're not even getting at the spawn. This moment in time, LAG are just rocking them left and right. Røkkr, the big push over towards B. Hook still going on a 6 spree, but look at this aggression coming in here from Røkkr. They want to slow this time down. Can they deal with the miraculous capture at B? Tall order.
Oh, they're already getting through it. They've got 2 players on it. That's the second tick going forward. Hugh is nowhere near. Obviously, coming to the spawn. Priestahh will go down. Hugh's going for it. There's a glide bomb flying in as well. Attach, catch that one. And that is close, by the way. That could have been a B-cat for Røkkr from what looked like nothing in the beginning all the way to just about getting it. But at the moment, now they have to make sure they lock down A. Priestahh guns one as well. Is this the fairy tale dream?
you throw bodies at this, I think, if you're LAG. Try and stop them getting a hold of this, because B is going to go away very, very quickly.
One break, one stack. That's all they need.
There they go. Who's going to get taken out? That's A gone. That's A gone. LAG have choked it.
Yeah, LAG are throwing the wall up here. They're a little bit worried. They know they make a mistake. They know they do anything wrong, it's all going to go disastrous for them. Fortunately, Hugh and Gunless are on form. 1 minute 32, and they must not waver. Røkkr have done so much already. Unfortunately, the guns of LAG are still firing at full force.
Has to be a push around Bolton over towards green here for Røkkr. 8v16, not ideal at all for the Minnesota Røkkr. What they do have on their side is a full minute and 10 seconds to try and find a push here. Takes one decent wipe and one stack over towards B, and the lives really will not matter in that case.
Well, Priestahh gets 2. And right now, Røkkr just want to break. They're not going to win this on lives, they know it. But with 1 tick to go, they know there is a chance. Priestahh fires one towards the back. Unfortunately, Steam has cut down his teammates.
45.
MajorManiak gets another one. Unfortunately, he's going to go down. It's now MajorManiak at the back, but Hugh is on the hunt and takes him down. Hugh has shut this down. It's now a 3 versus 11. And essentially, very little hope remaining for Røkkr.
As soon as that defensive round goes over towards LAG, here the Røkkr. Such an uphill task, it has to be said. Attacks round from behind. Can he find Slasher? No, he cannot. And the only one remaining for the Røkkr is Standy. Map number 4 beckons as the LAG will take the lead once more. 2-1 now in the series. LAG find the control.
Talk about that last B. We've got to talk about that last B. That was close. If Røkkr had got it, it was close. They went for it. They went all the way through ring. Hugh was spawning them towards beach. He did so much work. If Attach maybe hadn't caught a glide bomb to the face, it could have gone different. I was trying to remember exactly who was there to get that trade if it didn't happen, because they weren't a million miles away from it.
They weren't. It went up very, very quickly. They must have 3 on at one point, but I think, you know, with Hook pushing them out towards beach, that spawn there, Minnesota then have to take that opportunity that has been presented to them. But the problem was, because Hook was pushing that, he was doing it because he was close to the streaks, and as soon as he gets that glide bomb, it really does shut that push down. But it was very, very close. Really well played, though, from LAG. They will eventually get it locked in. Hook towards the back once again, though. He was very influential in this game. All the Guerrillas. Seen with the big kills in that previous round as well that we talked about. LAG just hold their defenses. Sometimes all you have to do in control.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, sometimes it can feel just like a punch in the gut. You got to remember, Røkkr have done so well through that entire series of control, only to just be pipped at the post. And even that last round, like I said, getting towards B, getting that much time on it, the dream was there. They knew if they had that cap, there was a very good chance they walk away from it. And LAG obviously had Hugh all the way in Narnia, killing players out of their spawn. If he'd done all that work and lost B, he probably would have been furious.
MajorManiak gets that kill against Hugh. Maybe it opens things up just a little bit, but nonetheless, LAG will find map number 3, find themselves in the lead once more. Search and destroy didn't go their way, but maps 1 and 3 have done so far. Berlin Hardpoint coming up after this as well. I'm curious about that map and which way it's potentially going to go.
What do you think? Come on, tell me what you think.
To be honest with you, I really wanted to have a quick look. I in terms of actually the stats, I mean, there you go. LAG, they're 3-0 on this map currently. That's all you realistically need to know. This is a fantastic hard point for Berlin. I was thinking to myself, I'm sure there's something that's really standing out in my mind. LAG at this moment in time, Berlin is their playground when it comes down to hard point. Røkkr need a very, very big map here, basically. They need a huge map. They're currently 1-1 on Berlin specifically. Yes, okay, the opponents have been very, very strong in terms of hardpoint teams, but can they get it done here up against a team who so far are undefeated on this map?
Well, we'll have to find out. We will have to find out. I think actually they are 3-0, but I think they've lost it once to the Mutineers, maybe the preseason kickoff ton. But yeah, that does kind of give us the idea that it may be a little bit one-sided depending on the stats.
Same time though, they do need to perform. It was very, very close in maps number 1. and obviously in map number 3 as well. But MajorManiak, we need to see more from, well, so many members of this Røkkr team. You look at it in terms of their ability to play together. It's up there. Their teamwork is great. They've found some results, or at least some maps, without really slaying. If they can find that prowess that we know they have, players like MajorManiak, players like Prestinni, we know they can do it. They haven't been able to bring it to the table so far, though, and ultimately, when you're going up against a lot of these top teams, which they have been doing, that is the caveat, you need to be able to find those engagements, find those kills. Hook is somebody who has been doing it, and when he has been doing it, LAG have been winning games.
I'll be honest with you, it's kind of feeling a little LAG as they move forward into this one. They do have the statistics with them. They do seem like the team at the moment, and you got to say, right, coming into this one, do we see Gunless go hot again? You know, he's been hot and cold, he's been blowing both ways during this one, and I don't know, inconsistency always bothers me in COD. If you're good, you're good. I got to say, I'm going to put it on Hugh. I'm going to put it on Hugh. I think he's been great the entire series.
He has been, and there we go, confirming that one. LAG 3-0, Røkkr 1-1. It is one of their better hardpoints, is this one for the Røkkr, but can they do it against a team who have been somewhat flawless on it so far? It's a tall order, but as we head into Berlin, what have the Røkkr got here? This moment in time, they're staring at the loser's bracket, and that may well be the case at the end of this map number 4. Let's see if they can spin this one on its head and force a Bakaj S&D, which neither one of these teams have played so far, so who doesn't want to see that?
Well, let's see how this one kicks off then. Both teams are about to head into P1. At the moment, of course, it will be Røkkr first in, thanks to the side they are playing, but here come LAG. You're already getting that first kill forward as well. Pressure now coming onto them. Gunners gets a second. The Røkkr are being rebuffed out of this one. Attach tries to stay alive, goes down as well. It's only MajorManiak who can put up a fight. He's now just trying to play his life, allowing his teammates to get closer.
Grenades gonna hit him in the head and completely distract them as well. Gunless Slasher combining well once more. Attach inside the point. It is being pretty mixy, but Standy finds 3 in a row. Now we'll lock it in here for the Røkkr momentarily. He's done a really good job, but what Standy can do, a Simp can do as well. There's 3 from him, and they get things moving over towards P2.
Simp and Q just seem to have such firepower between them, and there's Slasher again. Sometimes Slasher slow, but Slasher always smooth, and smooth is fast. And they have the rotation here. Can LAG put this one to bed on this map? That is the real big question everyone's asking at the moment. They're looking like they're dominating the kill feed.
They have been, but Røkkr did quite well on P1, considering what the kill feed did look like, it has to be said. This moment in time, though, LAG just ticking and ticking up. Here comes the break, though, going to potentially come on through. They're going to reveal the positions by opening the doors. Who can find one, can't find another. Standy really wants to show what this Minnesota team are made of, though. 7-3 out of him. He really has been a shining light so far, but however bright that light shines, the seam is always there to switch it off at times. Really good play from him. It's 7-4. LAG keep control of the point. They flip the spawns. They have the rotations. P3. Keep an eye on attach.
Just waiting. He's found Hugh as well. They're going to know he's here as well. It's going to be seen through the door. He's now trying to get out towards street. He doesn't have that much reinforcements. I say that Priest is there with him, but LAG still have this rotation as well. They still have the spawn for it, and they are cutting down Røkkr.
Oh, well played from LAG. It was looking a little bit scary, but they've played that P2 to P3 pretty flawlessly. They flip it when they need to. They get aggressive over towards fire, and that makes things so difficult. On the side of Røkkr, being flipped once more. It's a really hard break here. Can they find a way through with 35 seconds remaining? The kill starting to run on through. Momentarily Gunless was left alone, but here comes the Seam firing from the window. Such a power position. Slasher backing him up as well. Priestahh finds 2 inside the hill though. Can he go once again one step further? Standy can't find his way in. LAG holding so well.
Yeah, at the moment, this is looking very LAG-sided. Røkkr are faltering under the raw gun skill. They're just not really able to get any sort of toehold. And keep an eye, Gunless all the way round. All the way round. It might be a Gunless Priestahh fight for this next rotation. A rotation that Røkkr really need. They want these points desperately to get back into this game.
I mean, P4 is one of the least scored hills in the whole of Vanguard. can Røkkr find a good chunk of time just to get themselves back into this game? Because currently they're being dealt with gut shots from attached, but the rest of the team, they're already dead. Guerrillas are absolutely frying.
Well, this looks like at the moment Minnesota are really feeling the pressure, but let's find out with the listening with Minnesota.
I'm nading over P1.
Kill him louder.
I try nading him.
Listen, I have your P5.
I'm looking out.
I have your mid, I have your cross.
I'm looking your outer, I can't show
I'm
my.
only P5 actually.
Heard that. He's asking me one shot. Staying down.
P5. Yo, one's running fire right now.
Yo, you
Outer one shot.
close P5.
I heard you. Outer one shot as
Yo,
well.
one's fire to street.
Outer and inner.
Yo, I spawn P1, guys. I'm spawning
They're spawning outer
fire.
track.
Go on library.
Okay, that was him.
Get top 3 library.
Yo, I kill P1.
On new one shot. Austin, he's going 1 second. He's going.
Outer on me.
One shot. Outer Pierce. One shot.
Outer ammo.
I have your help. Hold on.
Nice.
I'm with you. Low library's open now.
Jumped out.
Yeah, I have your low.
He's close hill on P1.
I'm gonna get it.
Close to him P1. He's hallway.
Got one.
Nice. One's gonna be hallway, like glass.
I still have your low.
I'm running up hill.
Low, too low. One's weak and one's not. The guy under you is not weak.
Okay, I have to run up top.
Okay, I can try to work time.
One
You guys
close
get
hill.
close.
Yo, Hugh's running up top on you.
I need over hill.
Top got me.
On hill, he's some weak. Nice, one guy's top third.
I'm looking top.
Heard you at top 3.
I don't see him top
him
3.
top 3.
Playing to the right here.
I don't see anybody out or anything.
Yo, he's pushed up fire.
Where's he in
He's in
fire?
Right, Mike.
Fire went out stone, guys.
Time, one shot.
Low
We're top
fire.
3.
Hugh's going stone. Hugh's going stone.
Okay, I'll pick him up. Yeah,
You
stone
could
to
be
new,
a
stone to
P1.
new. Dead, I got him.
I'm spawning over fire. I'm spawning over fire.
Alright, I'm helping you need
I can
that.
help you right, Doe. I'll get your ticket.
There's 2 of those.
I'm playing for the.
There's 2 of those.
One's going street.
library.
One's going street.
Look at
Street,
library.
one shot.
I'm holding off ticket.
They're trying to work the pin.
Austin's gonna try to
They're
pinch.
pressing,
Nothing
you
can hold
hold
out.
They might
They're
shortcut
in
if they get
They
killed.
get
Yeah,
dark. They
Austin
get
does
dark.
pinch.
Okay.
Heard that.
I'm going back to. Wait, what's that fire again?
I have outer. Yeah, make sure you hold the pinch. Make sure you
I'm
hold
holding
the
down.
pinch. Nothing
I'm
ticket.
holding down pinch, guys.
Well, the Minnesota are spilling rapid fire communications, trying to get back into this one. Unfortunately, the rapid fire is not as fast as the guns of LAG. At the moment, though, they have managed to get into this next hill. Can they hold it for any significant period of time?
Luke is just going around and is absolutely dominating. My goodness. That was 4 in a row minimum before he gets shut down. LAG have just kind of let Hook go at all points. He's just running forward. LAG all pushing from the train station side. Hook is behind absolutely everybody in Røkkr. Inside of fire, just causing issue. MajorManiak, good shots though into gunless. You have to get rid of Hook, and well, the raid boss has been dealt with for now, but look at the scoreline at the top of your screen. Very, very one-sided. LAG showing exactly why they're 3-0 on this map.
Sledger's, by the way, been having a great series as well for this one. And I feel like we've been speaking about so much of LAG, just gunning time and time again. Standy trying to do as much work as possible, but it just has never felt so far in this entire one that Røkkr have had any sort of control in the hard points. Is there a light at the end of the tunnel?
Standy finds a cool 2-piece, yeah, great, but for about a second, Røkkr need everyone they can possibly get, and over towards P2. It's the muddy hill, so to speak, when it does come down towards Berlin, and it's LAG first ones there once more. Standy and Co trying their best to get inside and trying their best to lock in some time here. The seam's gonna fall. Can they get rid of gunless on the outer street as well? Well played from Standy. 19 and 15. He's trying his hardest. 5 spree from him. Looks like they're gonna lock this one in. Rotations there for Minnesota Røkkr as well. 20 seconds to go here. Full 60 potentially. Over towards P3.
Yeah, at the moment, Standy's the only light in the darkness for Røkkr. But bearing in mind how far they are behind in terms of probably slaying, they are not that far behind in terms of points. If they can get a big rotation here, which they might do, they can come screaming back into this game. Anything can happen. Gunless waiting for his teammates, just pre-aiming, desperately hoping someone can back him up, and he's going to go down. Røkkr rebuffed that as well. More players coming in from the LAG. The Guerrillas trying now to break this. It's not easy if you don't have any position on the map, though. MajorManiak, but it's a seam! And the seam hits him with a bunny hop.
Oh, he's broke it all on his own. That might just give the rest of the LAG time to get themselves up the map. It has done so. Standy attach working well. Standy finds a second as well. They need to get rid of Slasher towards the back. Those spawns, you can see them from LAG over towards the back. 27 seconds remaining on this hill.
Oh, MajorManiak has caught up a little bit. He's not had the best of starts to this hard point. Maybe if he can catch fire, they have a chance. A bit of fight's going on. The rotation is going to matter. Keep an eye, though. Minimap. Hugh off to the races. All the way ready around the back. Has he been seen? He might have been seen. I don't know if he has, actually. Priestahh has let him go.
He's broke through. And the thing is, with the previous hill, a seam breaks through, and he's the one that ultimately allows LAG to stop what would be about 30-point bleed over towards the Røkkr. It's a very different scoreline if they hold that down. But heading over towards P4,
they got the spawns.
It is LAG. They are the ones with the spawns, and there you go. Can they get any amount of time here over towards P4? It could be potentially the dagger.
It could, though. Still an awful lot of fighting going on around this hill. Røkkr refusing to let them get the points in it. Keep an eye. It's going to be MajorManiak, who could be crucial here. Finds one as well towards the back. Finds the second MajorManiak. And Attach will get the third. It's now just Slasher back here. And Slasher will get a gun as well. Neither team able to get really any time off this one, Ton, like you spoke about earlier.
It's so hard. It's so hard to pick up time. If you get the spawns over towards the train station, you know they're all the way towards the back. If you're towards the back, you know they're going to be a train station very, very fast. It's difficult to defend from both sides, to be honest with you. Heading over towards P5, though, it's also one that's very difficult to pick up much time on. Røkkr have reduced this deficit, though. It's only around 45 points or so. They're inside the hill here on P5. Can they make the most of it here?
Well, this is not a big gap. It is not a big gap. Bearing in mind, I felt like LAG have had control all the way through. Røkkr have made a comeback already. Looking for this one. Hugh, though, on the stairs. Managed to get one kill. Now going to go challenge the hill as well. She's standing and guns him down. Just flying about like a lunatic. This is Hugh unleashed. He does not want to be in any one position. He's just finding everybody. MajorManiak eventually managing to take him down. The problem for Røkkr. And they will get scrap time.
Oh, Hook just goes on an absolute tear. It's a good job he did, to be honest with you, as I think Røkkr would have been staring down the barrel of only about a 5 or 10 point difference yet. LAG crumbling, tearing at the seams. This gunless just trying to survive as best as he can. And Minnesota and Røkkr, the only ones inside the kill feed right now. MajorManiak finds 2. Priestahh inside the hill. They forced them away. And look at the position for Standy as well. He's going to shut them down as soon as they push over.
Well, this is what we were talking about. LAG had the first half of this hard point. Røkkr appear to have the second. They are on all cylinders at this point. Slasher trying to do some work, but he's alone. The rest of his teammates have gone down. They're respawning right now. He has to backpedal. And we are 2 seconds away. Røkkr are going to take the lead for the very first time in this hard point. It looked so dire for so long. And somehow they have fought back over and over again. Attach with a 3. And they are now in the lead, Ton.
Rotation is here for the LAG. They need to regain very, very quickly. They were around 100 points in the lead at one stage, Bryce. Minnesota have come roaring back into it. That second rotation was sublime.
The gunning, it looks like they've finally managed to match firepower with firepower attached. Sliding into Slasher, trying to find him standing around the back as well. It's all Røkkr again! Røkkr have just fought back tooth and nail into this one, and now they have it, and it's LAG who have to go the entire way across the map to try and save this hard point. They have lost it. They have thrown it out of the window. Here comes their final push. They have to make this right now. LAG flying in to see he's taken down Attach. MajorManiak gunned him down as well, though. Gunless is here, but Priestahh is here as well, and that'll be all she wrote. Surely Slasher slides in, the pre-fire coming through, and it's too little, it's too late. Røkkr make the comeback, and they wisely celebrate it as much as they can. They know what they've just done. LAG lost their thumbs for the last 2 minutes, and that's all you wrote. You can see the disappointment.
They were 90 points up. They were cruising. It looked like nothing but an LAG win was on the cards. And all of a sudden, we're going back to Bakash.
Priestahh had a slow start. MajorManiak had a slow start. Attach had a slow start. Almost all of those players are now positive. The LAG, they slowed down. Hugh went negative in the end. Gunless went negative in the end. Not a single member able to actually do the business when it came down to it. Unreal.
Slasher, I think Slasher was nearly double positive at one point. I might be talking absolute rubbish because that game was just crazy once more. What a series this has been. I mean, me and you have been due another game 5 for quite some time, but Bakash Search and Destroy is what we've ended up with in this series to decide it between these two. We said it will be a fantastic game. The Death said it will be a fantastic game. But honestly, heading into map number 4, and heading over towards Berlin Hardpoint, LAG's favorite map, full stop. They look so good on it. And to lose it in that fashion after being so comfortably in the lead, head, I think what was the quote that you said once, is in the bin. The bin's on fire. The bin's been thrown out the window. That has got to be so tough for LAG to recover from now. And heading into Bocage, you need to recover fast because Minnesota Røkkr are going to be absolutely flying at you.
Yeah, it kind of just went so crazy. For the majority of that, I felt like it was over. Hugh was going crazy. They were having a lot of fun. They were basically just winning every gunfight they needed to. But I suppose everybody needs to get on those breathing exercises I've seen so much talk about from the pros, because we are going to a game number 5. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you right after this break.
The Call of Duty League is brought to you by Game Fuel. Victory in a can.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the CDL, and we have a live footage here of the Røkkr watch party, and I'm gonna say they're gonna be hyped after that last game, Ton.
Yeah, they're going to be excited because it's going to a map number 5, and we really didn't expect it to be going in this direction, considering map number 4, considering how good LAG have been on Berlin hardpoint, but they don't get it done. I mean, it looked written in the stars. It looked like it was done and dusted. They had nearly a 90 to 100 point lead at one stage in the game, but that second rotation, our stats guy Carson comes in and tells me that Røkkr won 6 straight rotations on the way to that victory in map number 4. Incredible, incredible turnaround.
Yeah, it seems like the fundamentals almost disappeared there from LAG in the end, realistically. Like, if you're just not actually... if you're not actually winning your rotations when you're up that far, if you're not doing the fundamentals, well, that kind of happens to you. And you've got to ask yourself, fundamentally, what is happening in the LAG camp right now? Is there a regain that's possible? Can they just kind of sweep that all away as we head into Bocage S&D?
I mean, you have to. Yeah, I said you're heading into Bocage, but I mean, to me, I'm not a body language expert, but that doesn't strike me as a team who seem very happy that they're heading over towards Bocage point, to be honest. Bocage S&D, I should say. It's not looking like they're really up for this one. I mean, look, they will know in their own heads that the fact that they were in such a strong position in map number 4, they did throw it away. But fortunately for them, they do have a map 5 to fall back onto. And as reported at the beginning of this game, neither team have actually played Bocage Search and Destroy yet on stage, or at least in this scenario of the Pro League over towards the CDL side of things. But this is now what is going to determine who's in a good spot heading towards that major. Minnesota need this win more, it has to be said. LAG still not in the best of spots in terms of being in that winner's bracket. We're not going to try and work out all the permutations today, but Minnesota need the win more, I do know that.
Well, let's see who has the vibes, who has the comms, who has the composure as we head into this one. And we spoke about it before, I didn't know if we would actually get this far, but an interesting fact, neither of them have played it in the professional league this time this year. Obviously they will have scrimmed it, obviously they will know this map, but we have no frame of reference from an actual competitive game between these two teams.
That's exactly the point. And I don't know if it's going to make for a slow game. I don't know if it's going to make for a fast game. Obviously, they would have played it at some point in their Vanguard careers. I mean, at least I hope so. But Attach so far, a 1.04, we said we need to see more from him. And that is a little bit better than his average that he's been putting out so far. And there's a big reason as to why Minnesota could bring that one back. 188 engagements. A really, really good job from Attach. And can he keep it up in map number 5? Go on, give us a round 11 as well, why don't you?
Well, let's see. Let's see. Right now, just waiting. Everybody pre-aiming. Everybody trying to figure this one out. It seems like the game is almost frozen, but MajorManiak makes the first blood onto Huke. Gunners tries to get it back, but he takes a few bullets to the teeth as well. And it looks like there might even be a rotation. Gunless, though, flicks the nade long.
That's a huge grenade from Gunless. Takes us back to a 3v3. As you see on the stats side of things, it's not going to apply to this round necessarily, but when the defensive team get first blood, it's an 82% win percentage for that defensive team. It was actually the first blood coming in for the attacking side. They're going to get themselves inside of 8. The team getting control of bottom grandmas now. Just trying to get themselves in a better spot to try and defend this. Now the retake's going to have to come through in a 3v3 situation.
But Priestahh, though, just a little bit of bullets flying everywhere from both teams, but nobody really connecting at the moment. This is going to come to a head, though. They have to make the attack. Priestahh versus the team. He gets him. Advantage now to Røkkr. Flying through as well. Sasha gets one at the same time. Manages to get out of there. Standy's waiting. Standy is waiting like a spider in the web. Finds it at the same time, but Gunners has got it. 17 seconds left to go. It's only Attach who can do something here. And I think he's going to try it. He's going to check it. He's going to check it. He's going to check. They did get it. Just going to make sure. Just going to make sure. Got him in time. Røkkr win that round after the plant, but it was slow. You said you don't know what we're going to see, and it's both teams just jockeying for position all the time.
Good round in the end from the side of Røkkr. Find that first blood and kind of just work the map a little bit. As soon as that bomb goes down, those first engagements are so important. Guerrillas couldn't win them, but can they do the same again once more on their own attack?
Well, again, slow and steady. aBeZy might break this door down. You can see sliding back and forth. They're going to go for it at the same time. Priestahh takes down Hugh. aBeZy managed to get Priestahh back, though. But it will be advantage to Røkkr again here in this S&D. Tatch furiously backpedaling. They are playing together as a unit. Flash's going to try and make a pick here. Also, Gunless round towards the back. They're trying to get any sort of mistake going through, and Standy gets out of there. Røkkr just dancing around the Gunless, though, with another nade. Gets it back. So does Slasher. They've turned this one around. It's now MajorManiak in a 1 versus 2.
Oh, that's a bit of a collapse from Minnesota Røkkr. MajorManiak now pushing forward. Won't find anything, and Slasher guns him down. Big attacking round from LAG. And that is, I mean, the grenade from Gunless is so well placed up into the top window. And then a quick kill from Slasher. The advantage turns around very quickly. LAG answer back with an attacking round of their own, 1-1.
Well, maybe that round 11 is calling. Both these teams have fought so hard to get to this point. So hard to prove themselves just before the major. We see Attach just looking towards B at the moment. Gunless to switch positions a little bit from where we last saw him, but there is a hit coming on towards A. Røkkr have bodies. Can they make their way? Any ingress at all? Just the jockeying for position, figuring out the composition and the placement of the other team over and over again.
And there's so many different spots you can sit in on the defensive side here. aBeZy going for the more aggressive inside the bomb. Priestahh probably seen him, knows he has to challenge, and Priestahh will find the kill. Grenade in from Hook, though. That's going to cause problems. Priestahh survives it, as does Standy, but here comes the pressure. Priestahh finds a second. 2v3. Hook finds one inside the kitchen, though, and gets out 2v2.
Everybody flying in for the trades. Gunless gets one on the back, but Attach manages to get Hugh. It's now 1v1. Gunless is backpedaling. Attach is looking for him. He's going to find him as well, but Gunless holds the pre-aim. Flicks it down a second and will eventually take him down. LAG go up. And they're celebrating it.
LAG.
There's a little bit of life in LAG. He looked a little bit despondent before this game.
Yeah, Attach. I mean, he kind of has to go for that challenge that he's got Gunless in a position. He knows where he is. It's a 1v1. You have to try for it. In that situation, at least. Can't quite find the gunfight. Gunless. The one in cover. LAG. Find a defensive round. Can they do another attack, though? They find another one here. Gunless 6-1. He likes Bakaj.
He really does. Big push, though, from LAG. You're trying to get through. Attaches. Oh, he's going to find one straight away. aBeZy goes down. Nobody's covering him. And there's now advantage to Røkkr, but I feel like we've said that before.
I think somebody was covering. I think he just slid under the window to get the angle. They couldn't get the shots in. Well played from Attach. Standy gets the grenade on. The information is gained. Hook's going to find that gunfight, though, and all of a sudden it's a 2v2.
Attach still playing up top here. Desperately moving back and forward. Just checking the angles. Going to jump straight out towards map, and he's got away with it. Duke obviously never heard him. He's opening the doors as he goes past. Goes to the reach out, but Standy is ready and waiting. And now it's Slasher. Slasher knows where Standy is. Sees him as well. Brings it back to a 1v1. Attach and Slasher. Problem being for Slasher is time. He has to get that bomb and make a play with it, as well as trying not to get caught.
Attach knows exactly where the bomb is. Knows he'll get that sound cue as well. As Slasher can expect him here. Absolutely not. Attach finds the final kill. Now 2 apiece. Oh, Bryce, it's happening, isn't it?
Oh, it's a long game. It's chess. It's not checkers. both these two teams, and I'm loving the way it's playing out so far. Both teams slow and steady off the start, trying to find information, stacking for hits. And as soon as that first kill goes down, everybody snaps into action and the trades start rolling through. And this time it will be Røkkr on the attack. Done this. Pre-firing before he tries to back off.
Where's the stack going to come here? Looks like Røkkr are all leaning towards A. It's quite often the more favored bomb site, and of course, the SMGs. You like to get yourself inside of Grommas and see how the cards fall.
It's all door play. Just keep opening and closing doors. And though, trying to see through that tiny gap in the wood if he can find anybody. Window's going to open. His slash is going to be there, and Standy gets it. And now he's gone up top. That is a problem for LAG. MajorManiak gets a second one as well, and this is looking more and more like Røkkr's round.
Yeah, it's just an absolute disaster. As soon as Standy gets up top, I mean, it's irrelevant to the fact that MajorManiak finds 2 below. Inside of Grommas, once Standy is there, it can move in so many different directions. It's such a difficult spot to try and control if you do lose control of it. And there you go, Minnesota Røkkr. It's 2 in a row from them. 3-2 up. Such a tense search and destroy. It just comes down to that opening kill, and Standy makes it count.
Wow. Røkkr now with the lead. Can they convert this? And I feel for both fans of these teams. I don't know which way it's going to go. I hate to tell you this. I'm just along for the ride as much as you are. This is a beautiful journey, and we will see it to the end. LAG on the attack. This may be a fast hit. It's Hugh and Asim again. Going to be testing out this door's a sheep. Goes straight in. Hits attached with the hot one. Priestahh gets Hugh, though. It's back to a 3 versus 3.
Standy from behind as well. Can he get gunless as well? Huge plays from Standy once more. Asim finds the opening pick, and he's all of a sudden left in a 1v3. Make that a 1v2. Asim will fall. That bomb will be defused. And Røkkr have that little bit of daylight in between these two teams now. 4-2. That was very, very fast.
Well, I said when the hit comes in, it comes in. And Asim decided to just basically just sprint and slide and hit it. We thought maybe they had the advantage, but everybody snaps into action as soon as they know. And Røkkr,
Standy.
Yeah. We've got to talk about Standy a little bit. You are right. He is making some very important kills. Priestahh also having a pretty good game. To jump on board with him, but Røkkr with the lead, and they go to challenge River this time.
Hook's flying. Hook's flying. Finds 2 straight away. That's insane from Hook. 3-man hit down B Riverside, and then they get out. 3v2.
Maybe this is what they need. Maybe they just need to let Hugh fly.
Fighting fire with fire. I mean, look. Røkkr got aggressive. I mean, it was actually LAG who got aggressive in the previous round, but this time they do on the defensive side of things. Good job for Røkkr, though, is the fact that they do have the bomb. 3v2 here on the attack. Very, very difficult.
Yeah, they want to pick. They want to pick before they try and get anything out of this one.
Yeah, good luck.
Priestahh definitely looking for something, but they are giving him no information. They are giving him nothing to work with. He's probably saying, I have said nothing. I don't know where anyone is. They could be anywhere at the moment. They are hiding from us. Attached though, finds Slasher eventually. It's a 2 versus 2. That bomb's swinging over towards A.
That bomb's going down today.
Advantage to Røkkr.
I mean, LAG really turtled up towards the B side, but nonetheless, they're going to have to go for the retake here. This is a huge, huge round. This kill is going to be so important. Priestahh finds Asim. And now Hook needs the 1v2.
And he's not going to do it. He's not going to do it. And now they are a round away, and LAG have got to be feeling sick in the pit of their stomach. They know they could have ended this on the hard point. They had the advantage there. But now it's Bakaj, S&D. And they are 1 round away from throwing this series into the bin. The sword of Damocles is dangling. Can they regain? Can they find a way to hold fast and bring this all the way back from the brink? On the attack now. And again, straight down the middle of the map. They've taken full control for it. They're going for a river hit. This might be fast ton.
Tat's going to find the first. Standy's going to find the second. It's a 2v4. It's a 1v4. Slasher. Oh, he's done many huge things in his COD career. This would be monumental if he can manage to find this.
Oh, they're hunting him. They're in a pack. It's all over. It's all done and dusted. And Røkkr take it away. There's the S&D. There's the win. And there's the victory. And LAG are devastated. There are no words. There are no words. It's cameras off. It's out of chairs. It's hands on heads as Minnesota walk away with this one 3-2. They took it at a distance, but the distance is good enough.
What a series out of these two. We've been treated to some games today. Honestly, I don't know what day it is at this point. Røkkr get it done 6-2. Very, very comfortable in that search and destroy in the end. And when the aggression comes through, honestly, if to speak of these teams beforehand, you'd think the aggression would be more than enough out of LAG, but it isn't. The Røkkr fans in the Union 32 Craft House getting loud and getting hyped for their team. A really, really good performance out of the Minnesota side, and look, they really did need that game. There's been talk of them, you know, where are they in terms of things? All they've had to do is face very, very solid squads. I'd kind of put them, obviously, with how close the game was, in and around LAG, in that kind of mid-tier. Based on that, it gives us a better idea where they are sitting up. Because so many of their games that they've had have been so difficult. But they get this one done in a map number 5. But it has to be talked about. That map number 4 was the huge moment. That comeback was what did it for me for the Minnesota Røkkr.
That's the crazy thing. The other hard point was actually closer. It was 252 for 1. That was insane as well. It was just so long ago, we've forgotten about it, right? The first map hard point was Bacage was great. The fourth map, you know, again, another great hard point with a comeback. But I'll tell you something, Tyler, I think we've done our job. We've taken you on the journey. It's time to talk about the destination. Over to our wonderful desk.
That was the most stressful journey I've ever seen in my life. If you're an LAG fan, man, Minnesota was able to pull that win. Now, you saw the people at the watch party. They're ecstatic out there in Minnesota. And outright, aLLeY, when it comes to the Minnesota Røkkr, how do you feel?
I'm looking them straight in the face right now. Can we go to the one real quick? Hold on. Minnesota Røkkr is probably one of the most frustrating teams in the league right now. When it comes down to the wire, suddenly it's like a whole new team is formed. Suddenly the aggression, the decision making, everything is picture perfect. If you do that at the beginning of the map, at the beginning of the series, Minnesota Røkkr would be in conversation of being a top 6, top 4 team. And I'm just mind blown, dude. Why do you guys wait to last like 5 hills to suddenly just become Atlanta FaZe on the map?
And then just individually, all those players step up big time, right? Like MajorManiak going nuts. Standy was just outright cold in that matchup right there. And the Minnesota Røkkr, just the way they're able to just adjust and adapt, they look like an entirely new team.
On that hard point, MajorManiak was like 5 and 17 at some point, and then they got 6 straight rotation wins and completely flipped the script, dude.
Nameless?
Yeah, I mean, I think this answered a lot of our questions about Minnesota Røkkr.
Yeah.
One thing we were talking about, you know, sort of in the keys to victory was how low Priestahh was in engagements on the map. Well, he led the team in engagements when it comes to hardpoint, and they actually had an opportunity to win that first map as well. He just didn't check the corner on a rotation, and Gunless ended up killing him. But they'll be able to go back and figure that one out going forward. And then in Search and Destroy, they were 3-3 in that mode headed into this. This proves that they are a top Search and Destroy team. They just had to make a few tweaks, and I love what we saw there on that Game 5 Search and Destroy. We haven't seen them play Bocage yet in Search and Destroy. We haven't seen LAG play it. Well, they come in here with a fresh look, and what we were seeing was when LAG tried to get aggressive and get a close personal, get that bomb down, well, what would Standy do? He would hit a route, get on their side, and frustrate them and take out their AR players. So he has a goal, and he's doing exactly what he needs to do. I mean, it was beautiful to see Minnesota Røkkr bounce back after, you know, having seemingly the toughest schedule in the CDL.
You're right. The way the Standy was able to just go behind enemy lines, come up on the flank, and just capitalize 2Ks all day.
That's what you got to do.
That man is built different. But speaking of the Minnesota Røkkr, we have Game Fuel post-victory spotlight interview with none other than Attach. And Attach, man, congrats on the win. It's been a while since you guys got one, which was the first week against OpTic Gaming. But my question to you is, with the schedule you guys have had, Atlanta, London, you had, OpTic Gaming, Seattle Surge, like, you guys have had possibly the roughest schedule out of everyone. What did it take for you all to keep composure and stay in these games the way that you did in order to come up with a victory like today?
I mean, if you know our team, you know we're never giving up.
Okay.
We've definitely had moments where we haven't been in the best positions, but we always fight back and somehow find our way out of it, and it works out. But that's just the players on our team. Like, everyone has that fight in them, which is awesome. With the tough schedule, I mean, it's no excuse. I'm actually glad we have a tough schedule early. I'd much rather have a tough schedule early than an easy schedule, so you can really see where you're at right now, what you got to work on, what you got to improve on. So I'm happy we got a tough schedule, but we got to be better.
I love that. I love that attach. And I got to ask you, why are you guys so good under pressure, man? And what is it going to take to get you to do that at the beginning of the map?
That's a good question. I'm trying to figure out myself. I feel like we just like doing things the hard way. We're like, should we win 3-0? Should we win 3-1? Should we go up 100 in hardpoint? No. We just like doing it the hard way, putting our backs up against the wall and giving all of our friends, family, and supporters heart attacks.
Yeah.
Absolutely. First of all, Attach, congrats on that. I think you had to win that in order to get into winner's bracket. But I want to ask you, what's the primary focus going into the major? What are you guys going to be honing in on in these, this next week up until the OpTic major?
Definitely our respawn, just working on the base fundamentals, because that's what we're really lacking at the moment. If we can get some consistent scenarios in scrims and translate that to a tournament, I think it'll be a huge help. And then especially with going to LAN, anything could happen there. If you have a hot weekend, you never know what you can do in the run you can make. So just lock down, go hard, and show up and do our thing.
Dude, you're an amazing interviewee, man. But I do want to leave this last set up to you, man. So looking at the timeline on Twitter, I see your mom supporting you going hard with the GIFs and everything. You take a look at the Minnesota Røkkr watch party. People were going crazy watching that victory. What do you guys say to the fans out there, man? They've been sticking by and giving you guys a lot of love throughout this rough beginning of the season.
Oh, man. I mean, first of all, shout out to the Minnesota Røkkr organization for running these watch parties in the theaters and the bars and the restaurants. It's so awesome to see. Every time I watch one of those videos from the watch party, I get chills. And I think even when we won the major last year, someone was on the bar, took his shirt off and started swinging it around. So, I mean, those are awesome. Of course, all of our families, friends, supporters, we love them all so much. And we want to go out there and make them proud and, stop fucking losing.
Yo, exactly. Oh. Hey, I love the love out there, man. You take it easy and rack up some more wins, all right? I'll see you over there in Texas.
Yes, sir.
No problem. All right, so to put a bow on the top of this whole series right now, Nameless, what's going on in your head, man, and what are your expectations for the next series?
I think this next series is going to be absolutely insane. It's our Game Fuel marquee match, Toronto Ultra and the LA Thieves. We got an amazing search and destroy / control team going up against the best hardpoint team that we have in the CDL right now. It's going to be lit, man. But I also got to say one more thing. I feel like everybody's getting fined. We get so many F-bombs in these post-match interviews. I'm not sure if it should just be okay at this point, but I'm here for it. I'm loving it.
In the CDL, we build different, man. But speaking of which, CDL, we have our first major coming up, the OpTic Texas major.
Yep.
aLLeY, your first official big major for the CDL. How excited are you about the whole damn thing?
Nothing hits diff than LAN, Valley. Nothing hits diff like LAN.
So there you have it. Don't forget the dates. Make sure you tune in. But if you can, make sure you pull up as well. There will be an audience out there. Can't wait to see all of you beautiful people. And speaking of which, we have one more series on the day, and I can't wait. Toronto Ultra, they're going to take on the Los Angeles Thieves, a team that have been just surging so far this year. So after this break, let's see if the last game of the day is going to deliver just like what we've been seeing all day long. We'll see you guys in just a minute.